Hello YouTube. In this video, I'm going to do a comparison of the Stackmats version 2, which is the one that you currently use in the competitions, or you probably, and the version 3 Stackmats, or the Gen 3. So I'm just going to start off with a little clarification. If you go on speedstacks.com and you just try to order a Gen 3 Stackmat, just the timer and the mat, then you're not going to get this. You're going to get another different timer. It's going to be like a very basic timer, so no port, no saving functions, and also, just a second so I can zoom in. There's going to just be 2 decimal places instead of 3. You're gonna get this kind of timer only if you order it with a bag. It's kind of weird, but that's the way it is. So now I'm gonna go on with the comparison. So I'm gonna start off with the talking about the mats, and then I'm gonna go and then the timer functions, and then finally the clipping mechanism, and then maybe I'll add a bit more. So the mats. As you can see on the version 2, the mat is a lot larger. I'm just going to zoom out a bit so you notice it better. On the screen, it doesn't look that much as big as it is, but it's fairly big, especially compared to the Gen 3. It's also a lot squarer, well, that you can easily see while looking. The thickness of the mat. This is a bit older mat than you'd probably get on a newer kind of version 2, but I'll zoom in there and you can see it's fairly thick and it's spongy. On the version 3, however, it's very thin. It's even a lot thinner than the version 2 mats, the newer ones, which are relatively thin. Now, I would say that's a bad thing, because especially when you're doing feet and events like that, you want it to be spongy and not hard, like this mat is. They're the same like slipperiness, because if you put your hand over it, it's kind of slippery. Yeah, as you can see on the third version, there's a SpeedStacks logo and the World Sports Stacking Association logo. And it says Gen 3 Stackmat. What is on the Gen 2, it just says Stackmat and SpeedStacks. So I've pretty much covered everything on the mat. So now I'm going to go on to the timer functionality. So I'm going to zoom in on this timer. So if you turn it on, no, you don't see well enough, do you? Okay, now you should see well enough. So you can see that there's 2 digits. It says the date here and the time. So I like that, especially because I don't have any watch with me, so that's kind of good. You have the ability to save up to 3 times on this. It's a nice light blue color and it's pretty bland. And I like that because it's too like flashy or whatever, then it could distract you during solves. I'm sorry about the shaky camera here. So that's pretty much it about the functionality. Oh, wait a second. It has a port, so you can see there's a port here. That you can it's for plugging into displays, or you can also use it with certain timers. So now I'm going to go on to the version 3 timer. Just give me a second. So here I'll turn it on. And you can see that on this one it has 3 decimal places. Well, yeah, and the other one has 2. Unfortunately, this one does not have the date and time function. It just says SpeedStacks, where the date and time would be on the other one. Another thing about the appearance is that it does not say power and reset. It just has the symbols. You can also save the times on this one, and it comes with a there's a port on it, like the second version. Now I'm gonna go back to the so you can see everything. So the sorry. Now I'm gonna go on to the clipping mechanism. So on the version 2, the way that it works is that there's a base that when you want to use it with a mat, you'll put it under, and when you don't, you can just clip it together, and you've got grips on the bottom, so it doesn't move when you're not using a mat. Except when you're using the mat, you can take here and attach it to the mat like this, and these little things go in the holes, and you put it on, and it gets nice and tight together with magnets, and it doesn't just come off. You need to put a fairly, well, you just need to force a bit and it'll come off pretty easily. Next, I'm going to the version 3 clipping mechanism. This one I find kind of weird. It's very simple, no magnets or anything. There's just like these kind of mushroom thingies on the mat, which pop out, and there's holes in the timer. So they go in the holes, and yeah. So it stays a bit more stable though. There is like here it goes in a bit. So if you take this and you pull it back, it shouldn't come off. But it's still a lot easier to take off than the version 2. So I don't really like about that clipping mechanism. I very much prefer the version 2 one. Also, I'm sorry. This one has the grips directly here, so there's no base or anything. That is kind of good that there's no base, but I still prefer the other one. So that pretty much sums up the video. I don't think there's much else to say. So now I'm just gonna finish off a few solves on the Stackmats version 3. A few Master Magic solves, just to show you how it times and stuff. I would not recommend upgrading to the version 3 if you have a version 2 already, because I don't think it's much better. So here I go. I'm just gonna show you how timer works, and after that I'm gonna end the video. And of course Epic Fail. So here it almost came off, but still the clipping mechanism is still pretty good, but yeah, that should be enough solves on it. I epic failed on like all of them. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just don't be afraid or whatever to comment below. Thanks for watching, and well, bye.